Push, Ava, push. The midwife's voice cut through the thunder that shook the hospital walls. A cry split the storm, sharp and thin. Then another. 2 babies. The nurse gasped. Oh, my Lord. Ava Jefferson's hands trembled as she reached for them. Both girls had warm brown skin and hair white as frost, lashes so pale they shimmered under the fluorescent light. What's wrong with them? She whispered. Nothing, the doctor said, too quickly. They're perfectly healthy. The door burst open. Ethan stumbled in, reeking of beer and anger. He froze. What the hell is this? They're ours, Ava said weakly. Ethan there? He backed away, shaking his head. Don't lie to me. Ain't nobody in my bloodline looks like that. Please. He slammed his fist into the wall. You hear me? They ain't mine. By the time the rain stopped, so had the sound of his boots in the hallway. Morning came gray and cold. Ava held her newborns close, whispering their names like a promise. Lila and June. My light, my moon. She pressed her cheek to theirs. Don't let the world break you. But the world was already waiting outside the door. 2 days later, a trembling young woman climbed the stone steps of St. Mary's orphanage. The snow stung her cheeks. Just for a little while, she told the nun. I'll be back when I can take care of them. She wasn't. By sunrise, the note tucked inside the blanket was all that remained. Please love them for me. The twins grew up behind red brick walls and stained glass windows, where the winters crept in through every crack. They learned to walk holding each other's hands. The other children whispered, ghost girls. Snowheads. The nuns tried to protect them, but cruel words stuck harder than frostbite. At 5, June asked to volunteer, why do we look like snow when everyone else looks like summer? The woman hesitated. Because maybe God wanted you to stand out. June frowned. Then why does it hurt so much? Years blurred together. Birthdays with no visitors. Holidays where they watched other children leave and come back with gifts. Families came, glanced, and turned away. Too unusual, one woman murmured. People wouldn't understand. Hope became something they whispered about, but never said out loud. One afternoon, a young photojournalist named Connor Blake came to shoot a charity story. He spotted the girls by a window, golden light spilling across their faces. Don't move, he whispered, lifting his camera. Click. That single shot, 2 little girls with snow-white curls and ocean blue eyes, hit a local newspaper under the caption, The Miracle Twins of St. Mary's. The world went wild. Donations poured in. Strangers sent letters calling them angels, miracles, living proof that beauty came in all forms. June asked, why do they love the picture but not us? Lila shrugged. Because pictures can't talk back. Months later, a woman with auburn hair and green eyes arrived at the orphanage gates. My name's Rebecca Morgan, she said softly. I'm a fashion scout. May I meet the twins? The nuns hesitated, then called the girls. Rebecca knelt before them. You are stunning, she said. Not because of how you look, but because you look like you belong nowhere, and that makes you belong everywhere. She started visiting every Sunday, bringing paints, dresses, and stories of New York. Slowly, laughter returned to the girls' eyes. 2 years later, Rebecca and her husband Daniel adopted them. When they boarded the plane, the twins wore matching white coats, their first new clothes. The city that met them was loud, bright, and alive. For the first time, no one called them monsters. Cameras clicked instead. Fashion magazines named them the Winter Roses. By 18, they were faces of global campaigns. By 25, they were icons. To the world, Lila and June Morgan were the definition of beauty. To themselves, they were still the girls who'd fallen asleep whispering prayers to a mother who never came back. In a quiet apartment in Detroit, Ava Jefferson dropped her dish sponge the night she saw their faces on TV. 2 radiant young women, white hair glowing under studio lights. Her heart stopped. My babies, she whispered, collapsing to her knees. God, my babies. For a while, she wrote letters she never sent. She'd never stopped watching, couldn't stop. Then tragedy struck. Rebecca died in a car crash, and Daniel retreated into silence. Fame became noise without meaning. Lila quit modeling and disappeared to coastal Maine, painting and raising a boy she adopted. June stayed, billboards, interviews, global fame. They hadn't spoken in 9 years. Until a filmmaker decided to tell their story. When he told June he'd found her sister, she froze. Good luck, she said bitterly. She doesn't belong to the world anymore. He found Lila in a quiet art studio, surrounded by paintings of two girls under endless rain. "The world called us angels," she said softly, "but we were just kids who didn't fit in." Eventually, both agreed to appear in the documentary. The reunion took place in an empty theater, velvet curtains drawn. Lila walked in first, then June. They stood face to face for the first time in almost a decade. "You still wear white," Lila said. "You still hide behind paint," June replied. The silence between them was heavy, but beneath it, forgiveness waited. Then the director opened the side door. "There's someone here who wanted to see you both." A frail woman stepped in, clutching a faded piece of paper. "Ava." The note trembled in her hands. "Please love them for me." June blinked hard. "Who are you?" Lila already knew. Her voice cracked. "Mom." Ava nodded, tears streaking down her cheeks. "I told myself I'd come back when I had something to give. But I never did. And shame is a heavy thing." June's anger flared. "We needed you. You left us to strangers." Ava sank to her knees. "I thought I was keeping you safe. People called you cursed. I was scared of what they'd do." Lila picked up the torn note and whispered, "They did love us. And somehow, we learned to love ourselves." Weeks later, the film The Winter Roses, the untold story, aired worldwide. The world wept. Headlines read, "They forgave the mother who left them." But the real healing happened quietly, in a small diner by the coast. No cameras, no scripts. Just three women sharing pancakes and stories that hurt too much to keep buried. Ava told them everything. The beatings, the eviction, the shame. Lila reached for her mother's hand. "You can stop running now." June whispered, "We found you. That's enough." Today, the sisters are 40. Lila paints by the ocean, teaching kids born with albinism how to see themselves as miracles, not mistakes. June runs the Winter Rose Foundation from Chicago, fighting for inclusion and equality. And their mother, Ava, lives with Lila most of the year. Her hair now completely white. She still cleans small offices, saying it keeps her humble. Every January 12th, their birthday, they meet somewhere quiet. No lights, no brands, no cameras. Just family. They bring one thing, the old note that started everything. "Please love them for me." Last year, they met by the sea. A friend snapped one photo. Three women laughing against the wind, Lila's paint-stained fingers, June's gold earrings catching light, Ava's wrinkled smile. That image went viral, not for its glamour, but its peace. At the film's end, their message appeared in white letters over waves. "We were abandoned, yes, but never unloved." Some stories just take a lifetime to find their way home.